Matthew Moore's MM Wood Studio, and today I want to talk to you guys about this Laugna Tools PFLUX 1.5 horse dust collector. Now before we start, just real quick, nobody's paid me for this. I did not get a discount on this besides the fact it was on sale and no one shipped this to me for free. So this is a completely unbiased, not paid for review. So what are the main features to me about this Laugna dust collector? Number one, mobility. I love the fact that this can roll around in the shop. So if I decide to change the setup of my shop, I want to move machines somewhere else, this thing can move to exactly where I want it to be. Number two, and probably most important for me, is what is behind these doors. And that's the HEPA filter. Now I bought the PFLUX, which is different than the CFLUX. What's the difference? The CFLUX does have a filter, but I believe it's only down to 1 micron. The PFLUX is a HEPA filter, which has better filtration and it's gonna have better air in the shop. Now, another major difference between the PFLUX and the CFLUX is this casing around the filter. It does, they say, reduce the amount of noise. And for me, in a basement shop where the house is above me and there's people living up there, that's really important. Third, these lights up here for the HEPA and the drum, there's sensors in this. It tells you when you need to clean the HEPA filter. It tells you when the drum's full, but let's talk about the drum full part. Now, for 4 months of the 6 I've had this, I was using it with a bag. So a plastic bag inside the drum, and inevitably when I was at the jointer or planer and I was getting something flat and sides, because it creates much larger chips, those chips will get stuck on the bag somehow. And even though you push it down all the way, you pull the excess over and you try to make it tight, inevitably the plastic would move, the sensor hits the plastic, the light goes off, you stop everything, come over to check, and really you're only a quarter or a half the way full. For me, that was stopping my forward progress and it was making me stop work when I didn't need to stop work. And that was really annoying. So what I did was I removed this reverse suction piece. Thank gosh I saved all the parts that it came with, and I had the parts still to cover where all of this would get screwed in, where the reverse suction would be, and I converted both the drum itself and then Cyclone section to get rid of the reverse suction. And then the light only comes on when I need it to come on. Next is the fact that I can use this. I hit a little button, it turns on, I hit another button, it shuts off. Now I do know and I do understand that the larger the Cyclone is, the better it can separate the materials and really get the chips into the bin and the dust through the filter. I get that. But you know, the shop isn't ginormous and I don't have ductwork all over the place, and I thought this was a really nice overall size. Now let's talk about that. This is a 1.5 horse. If I bought a 2 horse or a 3 horse, they would be larger. And I only use one machine at a time. I think a flexi hose, like I've been using for the past 10 years or 11 years now, is gonna be just fine. That's just me personally. The other big thing was the price point. This PFLUX is the same price as a CFLUX at 2 horsepower. So more power, but less filtration. This has more filtration, less power. And I wanted filtration. And then how easy it is to empty the drum. You can very easily lift the bar, take the drum out, wheel it, because it's got its own wheels separate from the whole thing here, to your trash can, dump it, bring it back, put it back up. This is a 110 volt machine, not a 220. It does have a conversion kit you can call and purchase. Now overall, I'm really happy with the purchase. The filtration's great. Now that I've got all the kinks worked out with the drum for myself and the light coming on, because I got rid of the plastic bag and it only coming on when it needs to, that's great. Everything's running really smoothly. Smoothly, that is. What are the negatives? Well, the big negative here, just for me, and I think I've pretty much heard this from everybody else who's purchased one of these for their shop, is the installation instructions. They're lacking. So watch the videos on Laugna's channel about how they got put together and piece those together, plus the manual. With a little bit of patience, you'll be able to put this together too in about a half a day to maybe a full day. For me, I really hope to get a good 10, 15 years out of this, and knock on wood, I'll be able to get that. So I really hope that this review on the Laugna PFLUX Cyclone dust collector helps you out if you're making a decision about it or thinking about it. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments below. And as always, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. If you're watching this on Facebook, hit the like button, share your timeline, and head over to the Wood Studio page and like us there as well. And as always, everybody, have a great week in your shop.